What's up, everybody? It's an impromptu episode of the VanNote Show on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing and giving me your time. If you have not, please do, and I appreciate it. I just have fun. That's all we're trying to do. Just have a little fun, maybe get a little serious, maybe get a little freaked out. We don't know how it's going to go. We'll just talk about whatever comes to mind and just kind of go through whatever's going on, maybe in our lives a little bit. Maybe we can discuss this together. I got a little bit of a studio set up here tonight. I got a buddy let me use a spare room in his house, and I got my signs. It's a nice little corner action I got going on here tonight, but it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work, and yeah, man. We'll just get right into it. I've got a few guests coming on this thing. I've got a couple guys, 3 to 4 people lined out, and I really need a solid place to have a studio, a place of my own, and I don't have that yet. So I'm using other people's places to do that. And this is a very tiny room, and I really can't fit anybody else but me in here. This is almost like a large closet. But it works, and it allows me to set up my stuff and do what I need to do. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been going through a lot. I think anybody who knows me knows that by now, and I think it's okay. I think sometimes you need that in life. I think you need to go through adversity to make you stronger. I think that I've went through a lot, even just growing up, and maybe that's fueled a little bit of the way that I am today. Sometimes I wonder if everything growing up that I do now, everything that I experienced growing up is like a direct action. I don't know. My dad wasn't ever there, and my mom always had to raise me and my brother, and it was always just us 3 for up until I was 12 years old or something. And she's kind of been with the same guy since, but I never had the dad. It was always just me and mom, and it always made me just kind of I just missed out on that. Mom was always working 2 jobs and stuff, and and I just missed out on that family time a lot. I missed out on a lot of that time that you spend at home with just each other and bonding and stuff. And so I think that's why it means a lot to me now to have that stuff in my life. And maybe that's just why I'm so hurt so bad, because I don't have that right now. I'm hoping eventually, things turn back up, and I'm sure they will. The sun always rises, just as it sets. But, yeah, it's just pretty crazy, You think about, I'm 29 years old, and maybe I never thought about a lot of this stuff for a lot of years. Maybe I just kind of was living my life a little bit. I think we all do, and just kind of carry on, I think, without thinking about a lot. And when you start thinking about a lot, maybe you start realizing maybe it's time you grow up. Maybe it's time you do some real things, with your life, get a real job and stuff. These are things I struggle with. But, I think everybody goes through it, in a sense. Unless you're just, babied and had everything handed to you. I think everybody goes through the feelings of, what am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? And what's right for me to do? How do I know that's what I want to do? So you battle this stuff, and you battle social pressures and stuff and different things. Maybe you have to act or look or be a certain way or something to get people to accept you. And maybe I felt that way a little bit too. I'm not exempt from any of this. I think a lot of us, need to open up about a lot. And it feels better. It feels better to just get the shit out and talk about it. And that's why I started the VanNote Show, maybe I needed a place to rant. Maybe I needed a place that I could talk without someone trying to just tell me how to feel, as opposed to listening to how I feel. How you have those people all the time that they act like they're listening, but they just want to tell you what they think. They just want to tell you how to feel, how they think you should feel, instead of you feeling your own way. Or maybe they don't want to listen to you because they have their own problems, but they're too scared to talk about them, and they might be just a little bit jealous that you're not. And I think that's, I think it's a quality in a lot of people that we all know. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool. It'll work itself out, just like everything does. I'm looking for more work. I want to do different work than what I'm doing. I don't like my job very much. But it's cool, I ain't going to just quit. But I definitely am on the up and up of a career side of things. getting tired of remedial labor jobs, you know, and I think a lot of us are. So sometimes I like to feel not so alone by thinking that a lot of us do the same things that I do. And that's probably not the case, but I feel like maybe sometimes. You have to excuse me, I just took a drink of nectar. But anyways, yeah, man, a lot of people need somebody to talk to, and a lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people walk around every day. Maybe they're angry, maybe they're upset with their life in a certain way. Maybe things haven't gone a certain way. Maybe things haven't gone the way they thought they was going to, or you want them to, or any of that, and it makes people, you know, freak out a lot. And I think people freak out a lot because they don't have healthy ways to express how they feel. And I'm guilty of that too. Like I said, I'm not exempt from any of this. I think a lot of the times I'm probably actually worse than a lot of people. But that's okay, because, you know, we're all just a little fucked up. But I think having somebody in your life that maybe you feel like you can talk to without being so judged, I think that's very important. I made a little video about it on YouTube. I think it's very important because, like I said, maybe I feel that way just because... Maybe I feel that way because, like, I didn't really have anybody. Like, you know, I always had my brother there, and I always had, like, my mother there, you know, and I always had, like, my cousins there. But they weren't there. Nobody's really there like they say they're there. They say they're there, and they're physically there, and they try to act like they're there, and they try to act like they're listening and they care. But a lot of times people are just so selfish that they just don't want to hear about your shit problems, you know. No one likes a woe is me kind of person. And I've been there as well. But... you know, it's just the truth. No one really likes to be around that kind of guy, you know. Everything's always going wrong and da-da-da-da-da. But a lot of people feel that way maybe because things are just crazy. Maybe things don't always have to be, you know, maybe not everybody's just bullshitting. Maybe not everybody's just wanting attention. Maybe some people actually are hurt or something. Maybe somebody really needs somebody to talk to. And don't be the jerk that maybe can sense that from somebody and then walks away from it. Because you could have just walked away from somebody who's willing to hurt somebody or themselves, and you don't want to wake up maybe feeling that way if you were to hear that something happened. And yeah, I think it's just like as long as everybody would just try, you know, and I'm trying too real hard to just, you know, stay positive, stay happy, and encourage the people around you. Everybody's damn down in the dumps all the time about all this stuff going on, whether it's damn politics or it's you know, just social media ranty shit. You know, a lot of people need to relax, man, and calm down and have a little fun, cut loose a little bit inside your head. It doesn't mean always go like, you know, to like the big parties and just go as crazy as you can. That's not always, you know, what we like to call cutting loose. Sometimes I like to call cutting loose just getting inside your head a little bit and finding out maybe what you feel about something instead of maybe what someone else has made you feel about something. Maybe you get inside your head a little bit and you realize maybe you don't like some of the things that you had liked before. Maybe you like new things now. Maybe, you know, maybe things are really different. You don't know. And I don't think a lot of people spend enough time inside their head in a healthy way. I think a lot of people spend time in their head in an unhealthy way, where they're beating themselves up about the shit they're not doing instead of trying to appreciate even if it is the little that they are doing. I mean, if you're getting up every day and you're going to work, you don't care if you're working, moving furniture like I am, or if you're washing dishes like my brother. If you're getting up and you're going to work, that's diligence, that's responsibility, that's honorable, you know. And if you can just do those, I think every day, just a little bit for a long time, I think you know, you'll feel a lot better. And I think a lot of people that work know that, and we all hate work. No one likes to get up in the morning, man. Everybody could sleep in if we could, you know, but we can't all the time. And life takes work. My grandpa taught me that when I was a kid, man. Life takes work. And I've been unemployed for a few stretches, you know, a few months at a time here and there. Maybe some more months maybe I'd like to let on. But nonetheless, man, I'm not proud of myself. That's something I'm not proud of. And I want to stay employed. I like having a job. I like having the money. It allows me to go out and to have fun. You know, it allows me to take the kiddos out and do stuff. It allows me to allows me to spend a little money on myself. I got this podcast stuff, and it's all because I work for it a little bit. Some of the stuff I kind of ran into a little bit, but most of it was, that's hard earned, and it's proud, and it makes me feel good. And it makes me feel good when you guys also are asking about getting on here. That makes it all that much more worth it. Like I said, man, it's just good stuff like that. It's just like actually knowing that like people are like, hey man, I'm interested in what you're doing, and it seems kind of crazy for like around here. It's not really the scene. Nobody's really doing like a podcast, but whatever, man. Whatever. Why not? I want to do it. Let's do it. And everybody can come on and bullshit, and we can talk. We can get serious. We can laugh. We can joke. We can cry. Can't be afraid to cry, man. And yeah, I look forward to it. I'm excited about it. It really excites me because a lot of my friends and everyone that I know and anyone who's subscribed that are watching, like, yeah, I know I can't see exactly who's all subscribed to me, but I know a lot of my friends are, and I love talking to all you guys. And you guys know that whenever we get together and we hang out, it's hilarious. I mean, there's not been a time, maybe once, where it's just like some sad shit all the time. It's hilarious. Everybody laughs at everybody. Everybody thinks everybody's funny. That is why we're friends. And I think you all think that too. And it'd be fun, get on here and chit chat and bullshit for a little bit. I'd like to do these longer than I can, but they take so long to upload. Just I just have a really, like either it's a slow internet connection or maybe I just have like not a good computer. I think it's a little bit of both, but nonetheless, it's still real fun, and it's real fun to sit and do it. I guess maybe it could be a little intimidating with the lights and the camera and the mics and everything going on. There's stuff, but it's production, man. It's a production. That's what it takes, and I'm willing to listen to people, man. I love listening to people. I love talking to people. I wish people would. I wish people would be more willing to sit down and just have face-to-face conversations with people these days. Now, a lot of times, maybe you just feel like, every time you see somebody, you're just running into them. Excuse me. You're not actually. You just like running into him, like you just ran into him at Walmart, You just was like looking over some celery, and there was your friend from high school, But what you want to do is you actually really deeply you want to reconnect with them, and you can't because you're just maybe a little bit nervous about something, and you're just too worried about the celery at the moment. But it's just good to get everybody interacting and talking, and don't be scared or afraid to talk about something or to talk to someone about anything. It's all fun. It's all fun. There's no reason to feel like, everything's got to be so high tension all the time. Maybe I think a lot of us live our lives thinking that we go through high stress situations, I think, almost every day. And I think when you just reconnect with a friend like that, like maybe you do stop over the celery section and you guys talk. And you talk about getting some ranch and carrots, and then you start talking about life and real life and different things, and then maybe you connect on a weekend and you guys hang out and become friends again. And that's awesome. That's powerful. That's cool. That's good stuff. That's good energy. That's good vibes. That's what we want. Fuck it, man. 2018 sucks. I don't know if anybody else feels the way I do, man, but fuck 2018, man. I'm over it. I'm thankful for everybody that's helped me out, with everything, as far as everything goes. But, dude, this year just fucking over it. Hello, 2019. Where you at? Trying to make that shit better, dude. I hate this year. It's just been a lot. Maybe I don't hate it so much. There's been some good things. But I just hate, maybe some things that have happened. And I just maybe wish I could turn those around. And you can't do that. That's not possible. You can't put toothpaste back in the tube after you squeeze it out. You just can't. But, maybe you can just pick it up off the sink, though, with your toothbrush and just go through the week like that. Because you don't want to waste. Because your mama taught you not to waste. My grandparents are real hardcore. They don't waste nothing. They don't waste nothing. It's always leftovers first. It's always like eat the crumbs. It's always everything. You don't waste nothing because Grandma put a lot of time into that sweet apple pie you just ate, and you just wanted to leave crumbs on the plate like it wasn't good enough to eat all of it. Sometimes that's how I feel they feel. Like at Thanksgiving, I feel like I got to eat a bunch. Maybe I feel like I have to eat too much to please everybody. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Pleasing everybody all the goddamn time. You can't do it. You can't do it. I try to do that shit. You can't do it. No one can. You can't please you can't please everyone all the time. You just can't. You can please some of the people some of the time. You can please yourself most of the time. Yeah, that didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. You can't please everyone all the time. Try that shit, man. I'm sure some of you have. Try to make every person tomorrow, after you watch this or whenever, go about your next day trying to please everyone, being like a yes man to every. You may have friends ask you, hey, can you come do this? Can you come help me with that? Maybe we can cut this tree down, and then you're thinking, well, maybe I got time that I got to spend with another person I dedicated to a little bit, and you just try to do both, and then guess what happens? You don't have enough time. There's not enough time in the day to please everybody. And what are you going to do? You're going to start adding hours. You're going to start making more hours in the day. You ain't making no more hours, dude. You ain't making no more hours. You just gotta you gotta balance that out, man. You gotta tell everybody and be honest with everybody. Look, man, quit being so easily hurt when I tell you I can't hang out with you. Maybe I got a few people in my life that feel that way. Maybe they feel like I blow them off a little bit, and maybe I do sometimes because I'm that way. And I don't know, but sometimes I feel like that maybe they're always blowing me off too. Maybe that's why I treat them that way. Back to that, actually caring or showing that you're listening or whatever kind of thing. Yeah, onward from that anyway. You can't please everybody, man. I know you want to, and I know it's so fulfilling. Maybe you did it once. Maybe you pleased everybody that day once, and it felt good, so you thought, I'm going to do it again. But then you do it again, and you're like, it's fucking stressful. What am I even doing? What am I even doing? I can't even enjoy my own day because I'm running around because Tom, Dick, and Harry needed something all before 4:30, and I just got off at 4. And I had to do it because I like all those people. T, D, and H. It's Tom, Dick, and Harry. But, you can't do that, man. You can't run yourself ragged like that. You can't run ragged like that. Because you end up running low on fuel. And when you run low on fuel, you're just you're sputtering. You're sputtering around in life a little bit. Maybe you're just coasting in that Geo Metro with just fumes, you know what I mean? And you're not really getting anywhere, and you better hope there's not a hill, because if you have to get to the hill, you ain't gonna get up the hill. And I really doubt that you're gonna push that car up that hill, even though it is a very light car. I'm just saying. Don't be angry at me. But yeah, you can't please everybody, man. You just can't. You can try. You can try to do your best. You can try to make I think you need to focus on who you want to make happy every day. So maybe you pick for sure you're gonna want to make you're gonna want to make your wife or your girlfriend or whatever your partner may be. You're gonna want to make them happy for sure, constantly. Your kids, constantly. Your mother, constantly. Your father. These people are understanding in your life. It's when you get to people maybe you got a friend who's not your best friend, but he's just a friend. You guys hang out a lot and everything's cool and shit, and you really like him and he's kind of cool, but you don't really hang around that much, and it's almost a little bit of a trust issue there almost. That's why you guys aren't so close. But I don't even know, dude. Just kind of I lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, you can't please everyone else. You can't please everyone other than your mother, your girlfriend, your father. Those people are easy to please. You can't please that distant friend. That friend in the distance that you may just want to keep there for a little bit because, he got you into the party one night, you know what I mean? He got you hooked up backstage. And maybe that's something that you thought was kind of cool. But you never was that close, and you never wanted to remain that close with that guy. And it really didn't bother you. But those people are hard to please all the time. You know, if he's wanting you to do something, you know, and you got to be like, man, it's either like make him happy or make like, you know, my old lady happy, or make like, you know, my mom needs me to do something. Do I blow her off to go help him? You know, you kind of just got to pick and choose maybe who means more to you and who you'd rather please, I guess. You can't please everybody all the time. Not fucking happening. So don't think you can, because living that way sucks really bad. And it's like you know, it's just like a false way to live. Maybe you're thinking that it's a good way to live. It's not a good way to live. But I don't know, man. I'm probably rambling. I feel rambly. I'm just rambling. This is just a solo VanNote show. There ain't no guests here tonight. This is just me off the top of the head hanging out with y'all. I wish I had the internets. I would go live and y'all could fucking chat and we could kind of hold conversation about something. Maybe you could ask me about a topic and I would go on about it for a while. And that's okay. I like that. But doing these solo ones, man, it's fun. It kind of just gives me a little bit of a time to just get inside my own head a little bit and think about some things and share things with you. And, you know, I'm glad y'all, it's like, you know, take a time to look at it. I know they get long sometimes, and they're like an hour long and shit. I'm going to try to keep them down to like 30 minutes or less. You know, I'm at 21 minutes right now, but, you know, if I keep them down between like 20 and 30 minutes, I think they're more manageable for people to squeeze in during the day. Them real long ones, you know, you got to have like a lot of time. Maybe you got a big yard to mow and you put some headphones in and you tune in to the YouTube at Alex VanNote on the VanNote Show podcast, and you listen to that shit for a little while, because it's shit. A lot of it's shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's gonna get better as we go. And you know, there's a couple guitar videos. There's a couple little little things on there. Maybe a couple little productions I've done. Maybe just a few things that I'm working on. Just a little bit of previews. I got a lot going, man. I love doing this shit. It's just fun. I don't know. I've always been interested in radio and talk and stuff like that. And anybody knows me knows I'm a fucking talker. And I always like doing this stuff, man. It's cool. It's cool. I think it's cool. I don't care if you don't think it's cool. I think it's cool. I like it. And yeah, it's fun. You learn shit, man. You learn a lot. I watch podcasts on YouTube. I learn a lot, man. God, I learn so much. It makes me want to learn again. It excites me. It puts me like I want to be back in school almost. It makes it to where like I hate that I wasn't so good in school. You know, it makes me really regret that I wasn't so good in school. 'Cause now I feel like if I could go back to school again, I would kill it. It would be over. You know, because I'm excited about learning, man. I'm fucking excited. I am. I don't know why, dude. All I do is watch educational programming, documentaries. I totally challenge myself on thought all the time. I'm always having these fun thought experiments about different things. You know, maybe you challenge yourself to put yourself in a hard situation mentally, and you try to figure out, like, how would you get out of it reasonably. I like that, man. Like survival scenarios. Maybe I think to myself, like, for instance, maybe I'm like camping, you know, and there's like some mountain lions that I'm worried about because I'm in, like Virginia camping. And, I'm worried about some mountain lions, and I often maybe sometimes will wonder, well, how am I going to get away from these mountain lions if something does happen? And you don't know, man. You don't know until the time comes, and I'm going to go ahead and put that asterisk on there that I don't have a gun or a knife. And so I just have to do things on my own. So what would I do, And you start just thinking about this, and you really put yourself in there, man. It's just fun thought experiments. I don't know. Sounds stupid probably now that I say it out loud, but I do this shit anyway, I have fun with it, and I don't care. It's cool, man. I think we're all a little bit goofy, and I think we all have a good time being that way. And I think there's nothing wrong with laughing and having fun, and there's nothing wrong with getting together and doing that with someone else. I think that incites a lot of positivity, and I think that everybody just doing their own thing and just being happy and maybe spreading that love a little bit, spreading that message of let's make each other better instead of trying to act like we're better than everybody. Maybe we need to quit acting like we're better than each other and start acting like we're equal, because we are. Because no one's better than anybody, and that's my grandma's words. And, those are etched in my fucking skull. I'm not better than anybody, and nobody's any better than me. And that's just how it is, and I think that if everybody went through the day a little bit like that, maybe they wouldn't feel so damn entitled all the time. But I'm going to cut it off, guys. It's 25 minutes right here. I'm going to get this edited, uploaded. Going to have to do some little work on it. I thank you guys. I might come back and do another one tonight. Who knows yet? But I've got a lot going on, and this editing takes some time. But thank you so much again for tuning in and watching. Find me on Facebook, Alex VanNote. That's VAN, capital NOTE, for those of you that don't know. YouTube is the same. All my podcasts just get posted to my YouTube channel. So, you know, I don't exactly have a separate channel for the podcast. I just use my channel, so it's putting me out there entirely. Whether I have a podcast with myself, or I have a podcast with a guest, or maybe I will do some musical production work, or maybe I would just do some sweet little film editing and filming and stuff. Who knows, man? Who knows what's coming in the future? But get excited about it, because I am, and I think everyone else should try something like this. I think it's a little fun, and I think we're all a little bit creative, and I think there's no reason we shouldn't share that. But thanks again, guys. You need to celebrate living and stay a little bit more positive, all right? Thank you. I love you all. Good night.